Welcome to my channel, everyone. Have you ever opened your mouth to speak English and felt your heart race, scared you'll mess up? Maybe you've thought, what if I say the wrong word? Or, what if people laugh? Trust me, we've all been there. Today, we're diving into something super exciting: how to handle mistakes and speak English easily, even if you're a total beginner. Imagine chatting in English without that nervous feeling, smiling as you talk, and actually having fun. Sounds like a dream, right? In this video, we've got 6 amazing chapters filled with easy tips, funny stories, and simple steps to make speaking English feel like a breeze. Whether you're shy, scared, or just don't know where to start, this is for you. Stick around until the end, and I promise you'll leave with tricks to make English your friend. What if mistakes could be your best friend in learning English? Curious? Let's jump right in and find out how. Chapter 1. Embrace mistakes as your teachers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first chapter of our journey to handle mistakes and speak English easily. Today, we're talking about something super important: embracing mistakes as your teachers. If you've ever felt scared to speak English because you might say something wrong, don't worry. This chapter is all about turning those mistakes into your best friends. Let's dive in with a fun story to get us started. When I was learning English, I was so nervous about speaking. One day, I was at a friend's house, and I wanted to say, "I love your kitchen." But instead, I said, "I love your chicken." My friend burst out laughing, and I turned red, thinking I'd made a huge mistake. But then my friend said, "Don't worry, it's just a word mix-up." We laughed together, and she taught me the right word. That moment stuck with me, not because I felt embarrassed, but because I learned something new. That mistake helped me remember the word kitchen forever, and that's the big secret. Mistakes aren't bad. They're like teachers showing you the way. Mistakes are a natural part of learning English. Every time you say something wrong, you're actually growing. Think about it. When you were a baby learning to walk, did you fall sometimes? Of course. But each fall taught you how to balance better. Learning English is the same. Every mistake is a little lesson that makes you stronger. So, instead of being afraid, let's welcome mistakes as signs that you're trying. Trying is the first step to getting better, and that's something to be proud of. Let's talk about a famous person who made a mistake too, so you know you're not alone. Did you know that even celebrities mess up sometimes? There's a story about a famous actor, Robert Downey Jr., who once mixed up words during an interview. He was trying to say something clever in another language, but got it all wrong. Instead of hiding, he laughed and said, "Well, that's why I'm an actor, not a linguist." Everyone loved his attitude, and it showed that even big stars make mistakes. If they can laugh it off, so can you. So, how do we make mistakes our teachers? Here's a simple tip. Start a mistake notebook. Grab a small notebook or even use your phone. Every time you make a mistake, like saying the wrong word or mixing up a sentence, write it down. Then, write the correct way to say it. For example, if you said chicken instead of kitchen, write, "Mistake, I love your chicken." Correct, "I love your kitchen." Look at your notebook every few days and practice the correct versions. This turns your mistakes into lessons you can learn from. I did this when I was learning, and it was like having a personal teacher with me all the time. Try it for a week, and I bet you'll be surprised at how much you learn. Another tip is to be kind to yourself. Learning English is hard sometimes, and it's okay to make mistakes. Don't say, "I'm so bad at this." Instead, say, "I'm learning and I'm getting better every day." I used to feel frustrated when I couldn't say something right, but then I started talking to myself like a friend. I'd say, "It's okay, you're trying, and that's awesome." Being kind to yourself makes learning feel lighter and more fun. It's like giving yourself a big hug every time you try. Here's another fun idea. Celebrate your small wins. Every time you say something in English, even if it's not perfect, give yourself a high five. Did you say hello to someone today? That's a win. Did you try ordering food in English even if you stumbled? That's a huge win. Celebrating these moments keeps you excited about learning. When I was starting out, I'd treat myself to a piece of candy every time I spoke English without freezing up. It made learning feel like a game, and I couldn't wait to try again. Let's try a simple exercise to build confidence. Say one sentence in English every day, even if it's not perfect. It could be something easy like, "I like the sun today," or "My name is your name." Don't worry if you make a mistake. Just say it and smile. I started doing this when I was learning, and at first I'd stumble over my words. But slowly, saying one sentence became easier, and soon I was saying 2 or 3. This exercise is like planting a tiny seed that grows into a big, strong tree. One sentence a day can lead you to speaking with confidence. Here's why this works. Every native English speaker made mistakes when they were learning too. Kids learning English say things like, "I goed" instead of "I went," and that's okay. They learn by trying and making mistakes. You're doing the same thing, and every mistake is a step closer to fluency. Imagine your English journey like a staircase. Each mistake is a step you climb, bringing you closer to the top. Isn't that exciting? Let's make this even more fun with a little challenge. For the next 7 days, keep your mistake notebook and write down one mistake you make each day. Then, practice the correct version out loud 3 times. At the end of the week, look back at your notebook and see how much you've learned. I promise you'll feel proud of yourself. When I did this, I was amazed at how many new words I remembered just by writing them down and practicing. It's like turning mistakes into little treasures. Before we wrap up this chapter, let me share one more story. My friend Maria was so shy about speaking English. One day she tried to say, "I'm hungry," but said, "I'm angry" instead. The waiter looked confused, but Maria laughed and explained. The waiter smiled, helped her with the right word, and they had a great chat. That mistake didn't stop Maria. It gave her a chance to learn and connect with someone. Now she loves speaking English, and she says that mistake was one of her best teachers. So here's the big message. Every mistake is a step closer to fluency. Don't be afraid to mess up. Each time you do, you're learning something new. Keep your mistake notebook. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate your wins and try saying one sentence a day. These small steps will make a huge difference. I promise. You're not just learning English. You're building confidence and having fun along the way. Ready for more? In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to build confidence with simple sentences. Stay with me, and let's keep this journey going. Chapter 2. Build confidence with simple sentences. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chapter 2 of our journey to handle mistakes and speak English easily. Today, we're diving into something that changed my English learning forever: building confidence with simple sentences. If you've ever felt too shy to speak or worried you'll sound silly, this chapter is for you. We'll learn how starting with easy sentences can make speaking feel fun and fearless. Let's get started with a story from my own journey. When I first started learning English, saying even hello was a big challenge. I remember standing in front of a shop clerk trying to say, "Hello, I want water." My heart was pounding, and all I could manage was a quiet, shaky hello. I felt so embarrassed, like everyone was staring at me. But then I decided to try something simple. Every day, I practiced saying one easy sentence like, "I like to eat apples." At first, it felt strange, but slowly, I got better. That one sentence gave me the courage to try more, and soon I was saying, "I like to eat apples and bananas." It was a small step, but it felt like a giant leap. Those simple sentences were like magic. They helped me speak without fear. Why are simple sentences so powerful? Because they're easy to remember, they build your confidence, and they're the foundation for longer conversations. Think of them like building blocks. You start with one block, like "I like tea." Then you add another, like "I like tea and coffee." Before you know it, you're building whole sentences and talking more easily. Simple sentences are like a safe playground where you can practice without worrying about making big mistakes. And the best part? They make you feel proud every time you say them right. Let's try a fun tip to get started. Practice 5 simple sentences every day. Pick easy ones like, "My name is your name," "I live in your city," or "I like to read books." Say them out loud when you're alone, maybe in your room or while you're getting ready in the morning. I used to practice while brushing my teeth. I'd say, "I like to eat rice," and then try another, like, "The sky is blue." It felt silly at first, but it made speaking feel normal. Try it for just 5 minutes a day, and you'll be amazed at how confident you feel. Here's another great tip. Practice in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and say your sentences like, "I have a dog." Watching yourself speak helps you feel more comfortable with your voice. It's like becoming your own cheerleader. When I did this, I noticed I was smiling more as I spoke, and it made me feel braver. Plus, it's fun to make faces in the mirror while you practice. Try saying, "I like to eat apples," and give yourself a big smile. It's a small trick, but it works wonders. Now, let's talk about a fear many beginners have: sounding silly. I get it. It's scary to think you might not sound perfect. But here's the truth. Everyone sounds a little funny when they're learning. Even native speakers stumble sometimes. The key is to keep going. When I was learning, I worried people would laugh at my accent. But then I realized they were happy I was trying. One time I said, "I like to drink soup instead of eat soup." My friend smiled and corrected me kindly. That moment didn't make me feel bad. It made me want to try again. So, don't be afraid to sound silly. Every word you say is a step towards sounding amazing. Here's a fun activity to make this exciting. Create a sentence bank. Grab a piece of paper or your phone and write down 10 simple sentences about your daily life. For example, I wake up at 7. I like to watch TV, or my favorite color is blue. Practice saying these sentences every day. I did this when I was learning, and I wrote things like, I have 2 cats, and I walk to school. Every time I said them, I felt more confident. Your sentence bank is like a treasure chest. You can pull out sentences whenever you need them, and they'll help you speak easily. Let's add another tip. Record yourself saying one sentence. Use your phone or any device and say something simple like, I like to play soccer. Then play it back and listen. At first, I was nervous to hear my own voice, but it was so exciting to hear myself speaking English. I noticed little things, like how I said a word too fast, and I practiced to make it better. Try this today. Record one sentence and listen to it. It's like getting a report card that shows you're improving. This is our big challenge for this chapter. Record one sentence and play it back. I promise you'll love hearing your progress. Let's connect this to our last chapter. Remember how we said mistakes are your teachers? Simple sentences make it easier to learn from those mistakes because they're short and clear. If you say, I is happy instead of I am happy, it's easy to spot and fix. Plus, practicing simple sentences helps you feel okay about mistakes because you're starting small. It's like learning to ride a bike with training wheels. You feel safe while you practice. Here's one more story to keep you inspired. My cousin Ahmed was terrified to speak English. He thought he had to say long, perfect sentences, but I told him to start with something easy like, I like pizza. He practiced it every day, and one day he said it to a waiter at a restaurant. The waiter understood, smiled, and said, Me too. Ahmed was so happy. He felt like he'd won a prize. That one sentence gave him the courage to keep going, and now he chats in English all the time. If Ahmed can do it, so can you. Before we wrap up, let's talk about why this matters. Simple sentences are your first step to speaking confidently. They're like the first notes of a song. Once you learn them, you can build a whole melody. Every time you say a sentence, you're telling your brain, I can do this. And that confidence will carry you to bigger conversations. So, practice your 5 sentences, use a mirror, make your sentence bank, and don't forget to record one sentence today. These small steps are like planting seeds that will grow into a beautiful garden of English skills. Chapter 3. Listen and imitate to sound natural. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chapter 3 of our journey to handle mistakes and speak English easily. Today, we're diving into something super fun. How to sound natural by listening to native speakers and imitating them. If you've ever wished your English sounded smoother, like the people you hear in movies or songs, this chapter is for you. We'll learn how to copy the way native speakers talk to make your English flow naturally. Let's start with a story that made me love this trick. When I was learning English, I was obsessed with a cartoon called Peppa Pig. Peppa's voice was so clear and cheerful, but I noticed my English sounded stiff compared to hers. So one day, I decided to try something silly. I pretended to be Peppa. I'd watch an episode and repeat her lines like, "I love jumping in muddy puddles." I'd copy her tone, her rhythm, even her giggle. At first, I felt ridiculous, but it was so fun. Slowly, my words started sounding smoother, and my accent got better. Imitating Peppa was like having a fun teacher who made speaking English exciting. That's when I realized listening and copying is the secret to sounding natural. Why does this work? When you listen to native speakers, you hear how they say words, how they stress certain parts, and how they make sentences flow. It's like learning the melody of a song. By imitating them, you train your mouth and brain to sound more like them. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting comfortable with the rhythm of English. Whether it's a cartoon, a song, or a podcast, listening helps you pick up natural speech patterns that make your English sound real and confident. Let's try a simple tip. Watch one English video every day. Start with something easy, like a children's show or a short YouTube clip. Shows like Peppa Pig or Dora the Explorer are great because the words are clear and slow. I used to watch one episode of Peppa Pig every morning while eating breakfast. I'd listen to how Peppa said things like, "It's a sunny day," and try to say it the same way. Pick a video you enjoy, even if it's just 5 minutes long. The more you listen, the more natural your English will sound. Here's another fun tip. Repeat phrases you hear. When you watch your video, pause it after a simple sentence and say it out loud. For example, if you hear, "I like to play," pause and say it yourself. Try to match the speaker's tone and speed. I did this with a movie once. I kept repeating, "May the Force be with you," from Star Wars. It was so fun to sound like a movie star, and it helped me practice pronunciation. You don't need to understand every word. Just focus on copying the sound. It's like singing along to your favorite song. Now, let's talk about a super cool technique called shadowing. Shadowing means repeating what you hear right after the speaker, almost at the same time. It's like being their echo. Try this. Play a short clip, like a cartoon or a podcast, and repeat every sentence as soon as you hear it. For example, if you hear, "The cat is on the mat," say it right after, trying to match the speaker's voice. I started shadowing with a podcast about animals. I'd listen and say things like, "The lion is strong," right after the host. It felt like a game, and it made my English sound so much smoother. Here's our big challenge for this chapter. Pick your favorite show or podcast and try shadowing for 5 minutes today. You'll be amazed at how natural you sound. Let's connect this to our last chapter. Remember how we practiced simple sentences like, "I like to eat apples"? Those sentences sound even better when you say them with natural pronunciation. By listening and imitating, you add a cool rhythm to your sentences, making them feel alive. It's like adding music to your words. Plus, if you make a mistake while imitating, it's okay. Chapter 1 taught us that mistakes are our teachers. Here's a story to keep you inspired. My friend Sarah was shy about her English accent. She thought she sounded weird. I told her to try imitating her favorite singer, Taylor Swift. Sarah started listening to Taylor's songs and copying lines like, "I don't know how it gets better." She'd sing along, matching Taylor's tone. It was so fun for her, and soon she noticed her speaking sounded clearer too. One day she said, "I love this song," to a friend, and it sounded so natural. That small step made her feel like a pro. If Sarah can do it, so can you. Let's talk about why this matters. Listening and imitating isn't just about sounding good, it's about feeling confident. When you copy a native speaker, you're borrowing their confidence, like trying on a new outfit. It makes speaking feel easier and more fun. Plus, you learn new words and phrases without even trying. I learned the phrase, "It's a piece of cake," from a show I watched, and now I use it all the time. Here's one more tip. Start with slow, clear content. Children's shows are perfect because the words are simple, and the speakers talk slowly. You can also try podcasts for beginners or slow English news channels. I used to listen to a kids' podcast about space, and I'd repeat lines like, "The moon is bright." It was easy to follow, and it made imitating fun. If kids' shows feel too easy, try a movie or a song you love. Just go at your own pace. Before we wrap up, let's try a fun example. Imagine you're watching Star Wars. You hear, "May the Force be with you." Pause and say it out loud, copying the deep, cool voice. Try it a few times and have fun with it. This kind of practice makes you feel like you're part of the movie, and it helps your English sound natural. You can even pretend you're a character. It's a great way to laugh and learn. So, here's the big takeaway. Listening and imitating native speakers is like learning to dance by following a partner. Watch one video a day, repeat phrases, and try shadowing for 5 minutes. These steps will make your English sound smoother and more confident. Don't worry about being perfect. Just have fun copying your favorite characters or singers. You're building a natural voice, one sentence at a time. Chapter 4. Speak Without Fear by Practicing Daily. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chapter 4 of our journey to handle mistakes and speak English easily. Today, we're talking about something that can make a huge difference: speaking without fear by practicing every single day. If you've ever felt too shy to open your mouth or worried about what people might think, this chapter is for you. We'll learn how just a few minutes of daily practice can make speaking English feel natural and fearless. Let's kick things off with a story that always makes me smile. When my friend Lila started learning English, she was so shy she could barely say a word. She'd freeze up, thinking everyone would judge her. One day, she decided to try something different. She started talking to her cat, Muffin, in English. She'd say things like, "Muffin, you're a good cat," or, "I give you food now." At first, she felt silly, but Muffin didn't care if she made mistakes. She just purred. Lila laughed and kept going, and soon she felt braver. Talking to her cat every day helped her speak without fear, and before long she was chatting with people too. That little habit changed everything for her. Why is daily practice so powerful? Because even 5 minutes a day trains your brain to get comfortable with speaking. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you practice every day, speaking English stops feeling scary and starts feeling like something you just do, like brushing your teeth. You don't need to talk for hours. Just a few minutes can work wonders. It's all about making English a normal part of your life, so you feel confident and ready to speak anytime. Here's a simple tip to get started. Talk to yourself about your day in English. When you're alone, say things like, "Today I eat breakfast," or "I go to school." It's a safe way to practice because no one's listening, and you can say whatever you want. I used to do this while walking to the store. I'd say, "I see a big tree," or "The weather is nice." It felt weird at first, but it made me feel like I was practicing for real conversations. Try it for 5 minutes a day, maybe while you're cooking or getting ready, and you'll see how easy it becomes. Another great tip is to join online English chat groups. There are tons of free groups on apps like WhatsApp, Discord, or even social media where people practice English together. You can say simple things like, "Hello, I'm learning English," and others will cheer you on. I joined a group when I was learning, and at first I was nervous, but everyone was so kind and we'd share sentences like, "I like to watch movies." It felt like having friends who were learning with me. Look for a group online, and don't be shy, just say one sentence to start. It's a fun way to practice. Let's talk about a fear we all have: being judged. It's normal to worry that people might laugh or think you sound strange. But here's the secret. Most people are happy you're trying. To make it easier, practice in safe spaces, like with a friend or family member who supports you. I used to practice with my sister. I'd say, "I want to eat rice," and even if I said it wrong, she'd smile and help me. Find someone you trust and practice simple sentences with them. It's like having a cheerleader who makes speaking feel safe and fun. Here's a fun activity to make practice exciting. Play the object description game. Look around you right now and pick 3 objects, like a cup, a book, or a chair. Describe each one in English, saying things like, "This is a blue cup," or "The book is on the table." Do this for a few minutes and make it fun. Pretend you're a tour guide showing off your room. I did this when I was learning, describing things like "my red pen" or "a big window." It felt like a game, and it helped me practice without feeling nervous. Here's our big challenge. Right after this video, describe 3 objects in English. I bet you'll love how easy it feels. Let's connect this to Chapter 3. Remember how we learned to imitate native speakers to sound natural? Daily practice makes that imitation even better. When you talk to yourself or play the object description game, try using the rhythm and tone you learned from shadowing Peppa Pig or a movie line. It's like adding a cool beat to your sentences, making them sound smoother. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. Chapter 1 taught us that mistakes are our teachers. Here's another tip. Use apps to practice speaking with others. Apps like HelloTalk or Tandem connect you with people who want to learn English, just like you. You can say simple sentences like, "I like to play games," and they'll reply or help you. I used an app like this and met a friend from another country. We'd practice saying things like, "My favorite food is pizza." It was so fun, and I learned new words without feeling scared. Download a free app and try saying one sentence to someone today. It's like having a practice buddy in your pocket. Let me share one more story. My cousin Omar was terrified to speak English in public. He started practicing by talking to himself in his room, saying things like, "I go to the park." It felt safe, and he got better every day. One day, he tried ordering a drink in English at a cafe, saying, "I want a coffee." The waiter understood, and Omar was so proud. That daily practice gave him the courage to speak without fear. If Omar can do it, so can you. Why does this matter? Daily practice rewires your brain to see speaking English as normal, not scary. Every time you say a sentence, you're building a little more confidence. It's like adding bricks to a strong wall. One brick at a time makes it tall and sturdy. So, talk to yourself, join a chat group, practice with a friend, and play the object description game. These small steps will make you a fearless speaker. Chapter 5. Turn vocabulary into conversation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chapter 5 of our journey to handle mistakes and speak English easily. Today, we're diving into something that makes speaking so much more fun: turning vocabulary into conversation. If you've ever learned a new English word but weren't sure how to use it, this chapter is for you. We'll learn how to take new words and make them part of your everyday talking so you can speak more easily and confidently. Let's start with a story that changed how I saw vocabulary. When I was learning English, I learned the word delicious from a cooking show. I loved how it sounded, so full of joy. One day, I was eating lunch with my friend, and I said, "This soup is delicious." My friend smiled and said, "Wow, great word. What else is delicious?" We started talking about our favorite foods: pizza, ice cream, everything. That one word turned into a fun conversation, and I felt so proud. I realized that learning a new word isn't just about knowing it. It's about using it to connect with people. That moment made me excited to learn and use more words. Why is vocabulary so important? Words are like building blocks for your conversations. The more words you know, the more you can say. But here's the trick. To make words stick in your brain, you need to use them right away. When you use a new word in a sentence or a real-life situation, it becomes yours. It's like planting a seed in a garden. The more you water it by using it, the stronger it grows. Vocabulary isn't just for memorizing, it's for talking, sharing, and having fun with English. Let's try a simple tip. Learn 5 new words each week. Pick words that feel useful, like happy, beautiful, or tired. Write them down and learn what they mean. Then, make a sentence with each one. For example, if you learn beautiful, say, "The sky is beautiful today." I did this when I was learning. Every Monday, I'd pick 5 words like sunny or funny and make sentences like, "It's a sunny day," or "My friend is funny." By the end of the week, those words felt like old friends. Try this for 1 week, and you'll see how easy it is to remember new words. Here's another tip. Use your new words in real-life situations. If you learn delicious, try using it at a restaurant or with your family. Say, "This food is delicious." It's a small step, but it makes the word real. I remember learning the word excited and using it when I got a new book. I said to my mom, "I'm excited to read this." She loved hearing it, and it made me feel confident. Next time you're eating, shopping, or talking with someone, use one of your new words. It's like giving your vocabulary a chance to shine. Let's make this fun with an activity. Create flashcards, grab some paper, or use an app on your phone. Write a new word on one side, like amazing, and its meaning or a sentence on the other, like this movie is amazing. Review your flashcards every day for a few minutes. I used flashcards when I was learning, and I'd carry them in my pocket. I'd flip through them and say things like, "The park is quiet." It was like a game, and it helped me remember words faster. You can even decorate your flashcards to make it more fun. Here's another fun idea. Play word games. Try a game where you use a new word in as many sentences as you can. For example, with happy, say, "I'm happy today," "My dog is happy," and "The sun makes me happy." I played this with my cousin, and we'd laugh trying to come up with silly sentences. It made learning feel like playtime. You can also try apps with word games, like crosswords or quizzes. They're a great way to practice without feeling like you're studying. Now, let's talk about our big challenge for this chapter. Learn one new word today and use it in a sentence. For example, learn wonderful and say, "This day is wonderful." Try it when you're talking to someone or even to yourself. I promise you'll feel a spark of excitement when you use it. When I tried this with the word fantastic, I said, "This cake is fantastic," to a friend, and it started a whole conversation. This challenge is your chance to make a new word yours. Try it today and see how it feels. Let's connect this to Chapter 4. Remember how we talked about practicing speaking every day? Adding new words to your daily practice makes it even more exciting. When you talk to yourself or play the object description game, use your new words. For example, instead of saying, "This is a cup," say, "This is a beautiful cup." It's like adding color to your sentences. And if you make a mistake, that's fine. Chapter 1 taught us that mistakes are our teachers. Here's a story to keep you inspired. My neighbor Ali was nervous about speaking English, but he loved learning new words. He learned awesome and decided to use it at a cafe. He said to the waiter, "This coffee is awesome." The waiter grinned and said, "Thanks." Ali felt so proud, and that one word led to a short chat about coffee. That moment made him want to learn and use more words. Now, he uses new words all the time, and his English is getting better every day. If Ali can do it, so can you. Why does this matter? Using new words in conversations makes speaking easier because you have more tools to express yourself. It's like having a bigger toy box to play with. Every word you use builds your confidence and makes talking feel natural. So, learn 5 words a week, use them in real life, make flashcards, and play word games. These steps turn your vocabulary into conversations that feel fun and fearless. Chapter 6. Stay motivated and keep growing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chapter 6, the final chapter of our journey to handle mistakes and speak English easily. Today, we're talking about something that will keep you going strong. Staying motivated, and growing as an English learner. If you've ever felt like giving up or wondered how to keep your excitement alive, this chapter is for you. We'll learn how to stay inspired, celebrate your progress, and make English a fun part of your life. Let's start with a story that shows why never giving up is so powerful. When my friend Sam started learning English, he struggled a lot. He'd try to speak, but his words got jumbled, and he felt like he wasn't getting better. One day, he almost quit, thinking, "This is too hard." But then, he decided to try something small, ordering food in English at a cafe. He practiced saying, "I want a sandwich, please," for days. When he finally said it to the waiter understood perfectly and brought his sandwich. Sam was so happy. It felt like winning a prize. That small success kept him going, and now he loves speaking English. Celebrating that one moment changed everything for him. Why is staying motivated so important? Learning English is like running a long race. It takes time, and sometimes you feel tired. But if you keep your energy up, every step takes you closer to your goal. Motivation is like fuel for your journey. It helps you push through tough days and enjoy the process. And here's the best part. Every mistake, every practice session, and every new word you learn is proof you're trying. That's something to be proud of, and it's what keeps you growing. Let's try a simple tip. Set small goals. Pick one thing to do each week, like learning 3 new words, saying 5 sentences a day, or watching one English video. Small goals are easy to reach, and they make you feel accomplished. When I was learning, I set a goal to say, "Good morning," to my neighbor every day. At first, I was nervous, but by the end of the week, it felt so easy. Each time you reach a goal, you'll feel excited to set a new one. Here's our big challenge for this chapter. Set one small goal for this week, like saying 1 sentence a day or learning 1 new word. Write it down and try it. I bet you'll feel amazing when you do it. Another tip is to reward your progress. Every time you reach a goal, treat yourself to something fun, like a favorite snack, a movie, or even a short break. I used to reward myself with ice cream every time I learned 5 new words. It made learning feel like a party. Rewards keep you excited and remind you that every step counts. Try giving yourself a small reward this week, like watching a fun video after practicing. It's like giving yourself a high five for your hard work. Here's a fun idea. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone or computer language to English, listen to English music, or watch English shows. The more English you see and hear, the more natural it feels. I changed my phone to English when I was learning, and at first, it was hard to understand the settings. But soon, I learned words like save and delete just by using my phone. It's like inviting English to be your friend all day long. Try changing one thing to English today, like your phone or a game, and see how much you learn. Another great tip is to join English learning communities. There are groups online, like on social media or apps like Reddit, where learners share tips and practice together. You can say simple things like, "I'm learning English," and others will cheer you on. I joined a group and shared sentences like, I like to read books. People replied with kind words, and it made me feel like I wasn't alone. Find a community and try saying one sentence. It's a fun way to connect and grow. Let's talk about reflecting on your progress. Every month, look back at what you've learned. Maybe you said hello without fear, used a new word like delicious, or imitated a cartoon character. Write down your wins, even the small ones. I used to write in a notebook every month, like, I said 10 sentences this week. Seeing my progress made me so proud. Try this. At the end of this month, write down 3 things you've improved. It's like looking at a photo album of your English journey. Let's connect this to our previous chapters. Chapter 1 taught us that mistakes are our teachers, so don't fear them. They're part of growth. Chapter 2 showed us how simple sentences build confidence, and Chapter 3 helped us sound natural by imitating native speakers. Chapter 4 made speaking fearless with daily practice, and Chapter 5 turned new words into conversations. Now, Chapter 6 ties it all together. Staying motivated means using all these tools, embracing mistakes, practicing daily, imitating and using new words to become a confident speaker. Every step you take builds on the last, like adding colors to a painting. Here's one more story. My sister Noor almost gave up on English because she kept forgetting words. But she started setting small goals, like learning 1 word a day. One day she used fantastic in a sentence. This day is fantastic. Her teacher loved it, and Noor felt so proud. That small win kept her motivated, and now she speaks English with a big smile. If Noor can do it, so can you. Why does this matter? Staying motivated keeps your English journey alive. Every goal you set, every reward you give yourself, and every moment you surround yourself with English makes you stronger. Mistakes aren't failures. They're proof you're trying. Enjoy the journey, because every step is progress. So, set a small goal this week, reward yourself, surround yourself with English, join a community, and reflect on your wins. These steps will keep you growing and make speaking English fun. What an incredible journey we've been on. You've learned so much. How to embrace mistakes as your teachers, build confidence with simple sentences, sound natural by imitating native speakers, practice daily to speak without fear, turn new words into fun conversations, and stay motivated to keep growing. Now it's your turn to shine. Pick one tip from this video and try it today. Maybe say a sentence like, I like the sun, or learn a new word like awesome. Then, come to the comments and share your story. What's your favorite tip? How did it feel to try it? I can't wait to hear from you. If this video helped you, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more easy, fun English tips every week. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss a new video. Let's keep learning, growing, and speaking English together. You're doing amazing. See you in the next one.